Hello everyone! Welcome to Lesson 35, Grammar Explanation. Before proceeding to this video, make sure to watch the Lesson 35 vocabulary video so that you will understand the words that we will use for today's lesson. では、始めましょ
う。すみません。ちょっといいですか？
はい、何ですか？
郵便局に行くんですか？どうやって行けばいいですか？
郵便局ですか？信号を右へ曲がれば行けますよ。郵便局は銀行と図書館の間にあります。
そうですか。右へ曲がって、それから
地図をかけましょうか？
はい、すみません。
For today's lesson, we will learn the conditional form of verbs, adjectives, and nouns. Let's discuss grammar point number 1. Let's learn how to create the conditional form of the verbs. Let's learn how to create the conditional form of the verbs, adjectives, and nouns. To create the conditional form of the verbs from the group 1, group 2, and group 3, for the group 1, change the E column sounds, that is the final sound of the minus form of the verbs, to the E column sound and add ba. And for the group 2 verbs, just remove must and add reba. For group 3, from shimas it will become soreba. From kimas it will become kureba. And we've already made a lecture video on how to create conditional form of the verbs, nouns, and adjectives. So please watch. So in this table you will see, first let's start from the verbs. So the conditional form of verbs in Japanese, it's called joken-kei. Joken-kei. So the word joken is condition, and kei is form. So conditional form. It means that there is a condition for this to happen. Okay, so now let's try to conjugate verbs. Let's start from the group 1 verbs. The verb aimasu. Aimasu. Once again, if we remove the mas of the group 1 verbs, the last characters are E sound characters. Let's change the E sound characters to the E sound characters and add ba. Okay, let's start from the verb aimasu. Aimasu, remove mas, ai. Change the E to E. So, ai plus ba. Ai ba. Next, kikimasu. Kiki, change the ki to ke. Kike ba. Next, oyogimasu. Oyoge, oyoge ba. Dashimasu, from shi it will become se. Dase plus ba. Dase ba. Machimasu, from chi it will become te. Mate. Mate ba. Next, yobimasu. Yobe, yobe ba. Nomimasu, nome, nome ba. Furimasu, fure ba. And for the group 2 verbs, just remove the mas and add reba. Reba. So for example, the verb harimasu means to be sunny. Remove the mas and add reba. So hare, reba. Next verb, mimasu. Remove the mas and add reba. Mireba. Mireba. And for the group 3 verbs, the verb kimasu will become kureba. Kureba. And the shimasu will become sureba. Sureba. For the E adjectives, or the E keiyoshi, for the E adjectives, you will remove the E. So for example, the E adjective takai. Takai. Remove the E and replace it with kereba. So from takai, remove the E, taka plus kereba, taka kereba. And the same with the other E adjectives. And for the E adjective E, so you cannot use the E, we will use the yoi. So yoi, remove the E plus kereba, it will become yo kereba. Yo kereba. For the na adjectives and nouns, they have the same rule for the conditional form. Just add nara. So na adjective nara and noun nara. For example, kire, kire nara. Majime, majime nara. Ame, ame nara. Murio, murio nara. So, murio means free. So, free of charge, murio. Murio nara. Grammar point number 2. Let's learn how to use the conditional forms. Number 1, conditional form express something as conditions or precondition for what is expressed in the following clause to happen. So let's read example number 1. Botan o oseba, mado ga akimasu. Botan o oseba, mado ga akimasu. So for example, inside the car, the botan o oseba, if you press the button, the window will open. So the following clause is mado ga akimasu, the window will open. So in order for the window to open, there is a precondition. You must do something in order for the window to open. So, botan o oseba, from the verb oshimasu, to push or press. So, you have to do this first. You have to press the button in order for the window to open. Example number 2, kare ga ikeba, watashi mo ikimasu. So, kare ga ikeba, if he goes, watashi mo ikimasu, I will go too. So the following clause is watashi mo ikimasu, I will go too. So there is a precondition. I will go too if he will go. And example number 3, ashita tsugo ga yokereba kite kudasai. So ashita, tomorrow, tsugo ga yokereba, from tsugo ga ii. Tsugo ga ii desu. If you're free tomorrow or if it's convenient for you, tsugo ga ii. Then the ba form of ii is yokereba. Kite kudasai. So please come. But there is a precondition. Please come if you are free tomorrow, if it's convenient for you. Example number 4, ii tenki nara mukou ni shima ga miemasu. Ii tenki nara mukou ni shima ga miemasu. So the following clause is the mukou ni, on the other side or on that side. Shima ga miemasu. An island can be seen. But there is a precondition. The weather must be good. Ii tenki nara, if it's a good weather, the island on the other side can be seen. Number 2, conditional form can be used when responding to what someone has said or to an explanation of a situation. So example number 5, boropen ga nine desu ga, I don't have a ballpoint pen. Then someone said, boropen ga nakereba. Okay, if you don't have a ballpoint pen, you can use a pencil. Enpitsu de kaite kudasai. Please write in pencil. So once again, he said, boropen ga nakereba. If that's the case, if you don't have a ball pen, then you can use or please use pencil. Example number 6, ashita made ni reporto o dasanakereba narimasen ka? Muri nara kinyobi made ni dashite kudasai. So, ashita made ni, until tomorrow. Reporto o dasanakereba narimasen ka? If you remember our previous lessons, the nakereba narimasen ka pattern. Asking someone, do I have to do this? Do I have to do something? Then, ashita made ni, until tomorrow. Reporto o dasanakereba narimasen ka? Do I have to submit the report by tomorrow? He said, muri nara. So, muri is an adjective. So, you will say, muri nara. So if that's the case, or if it's impossible, or if it's too difficult, kinyobi made ni dashite kudasai. Please submit it until Friday. So as a rule, intentions, hopes, orders, requests, etc. only appear in the following clause. When the subject of the preceding and following clauses are different, or when the predicate of the preceding clause is conditional. So let's compare the ba form of the conditional form to the similar expressions introduced in the previous lessons. So number 3, the to. To indicates that if the action or state appearing before it occurs, the situation, action, or phenomenon or state expressed in the main clause following it will inevitably occur. So for the to pattern, if something occurs, then the following clause or the main clause will inevitably occur automatically. So intentions, hopes, orders, or requests cannot be used in the following clause. So because this is inevitable. So let's read example number 7. Koko o soto. If you press here, then something will happen. Inevitably occur. Automatically. If you press here, what will happen? Dowa ga akimasu. The door will open. Inevitably. If you use ba form, koko o seba. If you press here, then the door will open. The door will open if you press here. You have to do something first in order for the door to open. Koko o seba. If you press here, dowa ga akimasu. And let's compare the conditional form to the tara pattern. So tara has two uses. Number 1, for showing a hypothetical condition and indicating that an action or state will occur or appear after certain conditions have been met. When it is known that those conditions will be met, an intention, hope, order, request can be used in the following clause. So example number 9, Tokyo e kitara. If you come to Tokyo, zehi renraku shite kudasai. Please contact me. Please be sure to contact me. So this is a condition. If you come to Tokyo, or once you come to Tokyo, so you can follow it with an intention, hope, order, or request. Please be sure to contact me. So you cannot use the to in this case and the ba form in this case. So let's read the example. Tokyo e kuruto, zehi renraku shite kudasai. So you cannot use the to because what comes after to, something inevitably occurs or automatically occurs. And Tokyo e koreba, zehi renraku shite kudasai. So you cannot use the ba form in this case because ba form is something must be done first, then in order for the second verb or the following clause to happen. Example number 10, Tanaka-san ga Tokyo e koreba, ai ni ikimasu. So Tanaka-san ga, Mr. Tanaka, if you come to Tokyo, I'll be going to meet you or I'll come to meet you. Ai ni ikimasu. I'm going to meet you. But if you don't come to Tokyo, I will not meet you. So there is a precondition. You must do this first. You must come to Tokyo first. Then, ai ni ikimasu. I will meet you. Grammar point number 3. Interrogative verb conditional form. I desu ka? This is an expression when asking the listener for advice or instructions. It can be used in the same way as nani naritara ii desu ka, which was introduced in lesson 26. So let's read example number 11. Hon o karitain desu ga? I want to borrow a book. Do soreba ii desu ka? So remember this phrase, do soreba ii desu ka? What do I need to do? What should I do in order for this to happen or in order for this to be okay or this to be possible? Hon o karitain desu ga? I'd like to borrow a book. What should I do? Do soreba ii desu ka? Then example number 12. Hon o karitain desu ga? I'd like to borrow a book. Do shitara ii desu ka? Do shitara ii desu ka? So if you remember that tara ii desu ka, so when asking the do shitara ii desu ka, you're asking about options. What should I do? What can I do? So there are other things. But when asking do soreba ii desu ka, what is the best thing to do? Grammar point number 4, noun nara. The noun nara can also be used when giving information to someone about something they have just said. So let's read example number 13. Onsen ni ikitain desu ga? I'd like to go to a hot spring. Doko ga ii desu ka? Where would be good? Doko ga ii desu ka? So someone talk about onsen, hot springs. I'd like to go to hot spring. Where should I go? So he is talking about hot spring, onsen. Then the next person said, oh, hot spring, onsen nara. So if you're talking about hot springs, hakuba ga ii desu yo? Hakuba would be good. And grammar point number 5, nani nani wa arimasen ka? The nani nani wa arimasen ka is a negative question. So this is a more considerate way of asking something because using arimasen ka makes it easier for the listener to answer in negative. So let's read first example number 14. Futsuka, Mikka, ryoko shiyo to omotte irun desu ga? I'm thinking of traveling on holiday for 2 or 3 days. Doko ka ii tokoro wa arimasen ka? So in this way, it's easier for the listener to answer in negative. And in fact, the negative question form is generally a more polite way of asking something. The answers will either be hai arimasu or ie arimasen. So that's all for this lesson, guys. Make sure to visit manabutextbook.com for you to access our free example sentences and exercises about this lesson. We've also included lecture videos to make it easier for you to understand the contents of our online textbook. 皆さん、今日のレッスンはいかがでしたか? I hope you learned a lot in today's lesson. If you have questions, you can leave a comment below, and also you can follow me on my Instagram account. Please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our future lessons. Dewa, mata ne. Bye-bye.